What's up, everybody? It's Frederick Douglass Bussey. Hopefully, you are having a great Friday watching this live. I We're a little bit late today because some hiccups that comes with doing a live broadcast, but it's okay. It's not a big deal because we're here and we're going to share some amazing things with you today. I'm super excited about this conversation that we're going to have today. Do me a favor if you're watching this on LinkedIn or Facebook, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. Love to know where everybody is. Drop a comment. Let me know what you're discovering from this throughout the conversation as well. Today, we're talking about 7 ways you can attract customers that are willing to throw money at you, that are crazy in a frenzy, that are chasing you down, saying, "Take my money." And I can't wait to talk about this. So let's go to work. All right. For those of you who are watching us live, give me a thumbs up or one in the comments. Sometimes we have some issues with the mic. I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. And if you can, just let me know with the one thumbs up, comment, whatever the case may be. Let me know it's all good. All right. So today we're talking about 7 ways. I can't even spell ways. 7 ways. I'll put the $ here, right? Now, I know a lot of people talk about it. Hey, it's not about the money. When they're building a business, they want freedom, they want impact. But what really matters, what's the real measurement of success, is if people are chasing you down, right? And whether then you having to chase them. And imagine if you could build a business where that was exactly the case, where you weren't so much chasing the business, but the business was chasing you. What would that create in your life in terms of ease and stress? How would that turn down the pressure and the noise that we're constantly being faced with? So what I want to talk about today is 7 ways that you can be thinking about doing that. And what is a great example of that? Well, we see examples of that in business all around us, right? We talk about how, for instance, like Taylor Swift. Last fall, she released her album, and then she put her tickets on sale for her tour here in 2023, and the website crashed because they weren't ready for the demand. Now, Taylor Swift was, of course, a very popular artist, whatever you think of her or not, if you're a Taylor Swift fan or not. But one thing that you know is that she has cultivated a certain level of interest from her fans. And so, how can you turn your customers into fans? How can you turn your fans into customers? And so that they're chasing you down. Wouldn't you love for it to have the problem of your website crashing because so many people went and sold out all of your new inventory or your new product, or you had clients that were demanding in your newest cohort, or your newest offering was your calendar was booked full of clients that were paid and ready to go. And so if that's some of the things you want to worry about, we're going to talk about 7 ways you can really think about how to do this. It's not going to be so much tactical as strategic, but I think when we talk about these strategies and understanding the frameworks that people are using, you'll understand how to be able to implement them for yourselves. Now, I'm headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. And interestingly enough, around the corner from my grandmother's old house, right? My aunt lives there now. But around the corner from there is a restaurant called Slutty Vegan. And so Pinky Cole, the owner of Slutty Vegan, recently raised about $20 million, or raised a $20 million valuation to open up more restaurants all around the country. She has about 3 or 4 of them now, right? But the crazy thing about Slutty Vegan was that she started out as a food truck. And so she makes this line of vegan hamburgers. It's vegan, so-called, I don't want to call it fast food because it's not fast, but it is vegan hamburgers and fast food style food, fries and things of that nature. And so when she opened up her storefront, her very first storefront restaurant in the West End of Atlanta, she had lines down the street. Now, the thing that was crazy about these lines was that people would stand outside in the rain and in the cold for hours. There would be a 2 or 3 hour wait. And it turned into this like social media phenomenon. People would take selfies in line, videos. They have a video when you go to the restaurant down in Fayetteville where they show videos of people dancing in line, entertaining themselves. It turned into this whole spectacle, this whole thing. And so imagine if you had a restaurant, imagine if you had a business where people were clamoring to get in and they were willing to wait for hours. And you imagine the fact that people are so hungry, right? When you're hungry, you want to eat right away. But imagine people planning their hunger, right? Planning their meal around their hunger so that by the time that they're super hungry, right? We're going to get there 2 hours early. So when we're ready to eat and we're really, really hungry, we can eat this food because that's what they want. And so we're going to talk about a couple of ways that people do that. And Slutty Vegan is actually one of the great first things I want to talk about, because the first thing you need is a hook, right? And of course, it's a vegan restaurant. We all know about there are different types of vegan restaurants, but vegan has a certain connotation. Of course, it's supposed to be healthy, but it also, for a lot of people, represents being boring, right? You're just eating lettuce. You're just eating veggies and fruit. And that doesn't sound appealing to a lot of people. But what Pinky Cole did was she turned it into this whole edgy, sort of memorable thing where now people wanted to try it because she had this whole storytelling around it, right? And so what they did was, there's all these different types of names that they give, and it really is, kind of sexualized, if you will. But what she did was she made it really, really edgy. And so she made it memorable and created this thing where people really want to be a part of it, and they had to try it. And so because of that, she was able to tell the story and really drive interest into it. And so more people started telling each other and things of that nature, and word of mouth started to grow. And that's how she started being able to do that. And so the first thing was that she created a hook around it, like a whole idea around reimagining this idea of what it meant to be vegan and what it meant to, reach out to a young, hipper audience, right? And so when you talk about having an audience, that's the second thing that she did. She created a tribe. And you see a lot of people when they're building their businesses, they're able to do that, right? When you create a movement around what you're doing, you're able to drive interest and people connect around that. So Taylor Swift is a perfect example. You see this with a lot of artists that are really successful. They create a community. And so Taylor Swift has her fans. You think of Rihanna. Rihanna has the Rihanna Navy. Beyonce has the Beehive. So different artists create this cult, this community of people that drive their movement forward. They keep the conversation going. They keep them relevant in the news. They're spreading the hashtags on Twitter and social media. They're the ones that are driving this narrative, right? They defend your honor. They speak up for you. They become evangelists. So you become a tribe. You create a tribe. Guy Kawasaki was the first Apple brand evangelist. And so he would cultivate these small communities and turn them into a nation of Apple enthusiasts. And so they rewarded them, they encouraged them, and they helped to spread the brand of Apple. And so now when Apple has a new phone, yes, we've been almost used to new iPhones coming out, but every year. But for many, many years in growing that brand, there was a frenzy around the new iPhone, a frenzy around the iPad, or frenzy around the iPod. So being able to create that, you want to cultivate this culture, this language, understanding them very, very well, being able to do those sorts of things, right? The next thing you want to do is you want to create pressure. And what do I mean by pressure? That means that people need to develop a FOMO, right? And so there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can do that around exclusivity, such as what Nike does with their shoe releases. So people now are conditioned to understand is sneakerheads, people that collect shoes or really, really they're aficionados of a particular brand or shoe or whatever. It's now common that shoe companies will do a limited release, right? And so there's an exclusivity there because not everyone can get them. So if not everyone can get them, then you need to be present and be early to show up to do that. And so what people are doing now is that they're thinking, I got to have those, right? So you can preface them and let them, almost like a movie premiere, you're letting people know that the shoes drop on this day. There's a drop date. And in that case, people are going to reach out and they're going to connect and they want to make sure that they're a part of that event. And so they are going to be there ready to throw money at you, ready to buy that thing because it has created this frenzy around what you're doing. The next thing you want to do is be able to create, number 4 is momentum, right? Now, when it comes to momentum, the thing that you want to understand is that you want to be able to build off of this, right? So it's not just a launch and relax, right? But you want to take that launch and you want to use that and turn it right around and make more momentum out of it, right? How do you do that? You can do that through PR, through social media, etc. But you take the event, you work really, really hard to build that up, and you turn right around and let that momentum start to spur and build more momentum as well. You want to create an avalanche of support so you can continue to grow and scale. Now, the key about being able to create momentum is that you must be able to manage it, right? So you've got to plan ahead. You've got to know that you're going to be able to deliver on demand. You're going to be able to handle customer expectations. You're going to be able to deal with those people who are ultimately going to be disappointed because they missed out. How do you do that? How do you even take people who have not been able to participate, those who missed the first wave? How do you take them and be able to turn them into raging fans as well? And knowing that you're going to miss out on some people, but that you can take full advantage of at the best possible way. Take full advantage of those people who are most interested, most captivated, and most likely to continue to engage over time and over the coming years, right? So the 5th thing you want to do is be amazing. You want to amaze them, right? So how do you do that? That is because you are pouring a lot of time and thought into understanding how you can best serve your clients, best serve your customers. What are the things that they want? You want to shock and amaze and awe them. You want to blow their minds. You want to create an incredible experience, right? And we'll talk about that in a second, but you want to actually be amazing. So when Slutty Vegan has lines down the corner, down the block, but people are walking by and you can smell the fries and people are taking their first bite of the sandwich. You can see that people are blown away by it. It creates that anticipation that pays off when they actually get it. Imagine if you stood in line for 3 or 4 hours for something, and then when you got it, you were sorely disappointed, right? But if you could actually be amazing and blow people's minds, cultivate that and pour that into the actual product, into the actual delivery, the actual service of what you're creating, then you can also continue to grow that and create more and more raging fans. Because what people do is they say, oh man, this is absolutely worth it. This is worth it. And you'll have people that are willing to wait. Not only that, they will pay you extra. They will pay you a premium to get in on the first wave, to be one of the first few to get it, or to get an exclusive experience from that. And so that leads us to number 6, which is the experience, right? One of the things that you want to be able to do is, through that amazingness of the product itself, is also create an experience around that, right? So what we used to do in the days when movie theaters were the primary place to experience movies is that you would see the trailers for an upcoming movie. And it used to be that would be a few months. And now sometimes we see trailers for movies that are a year away, right? But you're starting to build that anticipation. And so you craft an experience where people can be able to touch and live within that product or that service over time. And you can do that with many different things. It doesn't just have to be with entertainment. It doesn't just have to be with food or even with clothing and fashion. Imagine if you, as an attorney or a hospital, create an experience where people were so amazed and blown away that they were willing to tell other people about it, and it created this frenzy and a desire to be able to be a part of that. And even if you're, as a hospital, you're not ideally suited to be in a position where people want to be there, but if they are there, for instance, if people are giving birth to their children, right? So in the prenatal ward or the maternity ward, you're seeing people, mothers that are having such an amazing experience, they almost don't want to leave, right? And so you're able to captivate and become the go-to place for that. Which brings me to number 7, which is make sure you can see that. Be the guy, right? Be the guy is the term that if you've ever been at a party, right, and maybe there people are talking about finances, and they're talking about, I'm trying to just do some such and such or whatever, right? Maybe you're trying to build an addition to your home, right? And someone can turn around and say, I know a guy. I have a guy who does all my stuff, right? How can you be the guy in that conversation? And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female or whatever you may identify as. You want to be the thing. You want to be the singular one that people turn to and think about whenever this topic or this idea comes up. Construction, attorney, education, whatever your field, whatever your vertical, you want to be the one. And how you can do that is by understanding all these other elements of be able to cultivate that, but be able to stand out in a unique way. You want to be able to be the one that always delivers, be dependable, be trustworthy, yes, and be unique. How can you do what no one else is doing in a way that no one else is doing it so that you can stand apart and be the person that people consistently refer time and time and time again? All right, so these are three. You want to create a hook, you want to build a tribe, you want to create more pressure, build momentum, you want to amaze people, create an incredible experience, and lastly, be the guy. So let me know in the comments below, LinkedIn, Facebook, what are you discovering from this whole conversation? I see some of you may have just hopped on, and so you may need to go back and watch. You can drop a hashtag, a replay, and let me know in those comments what you're discovering from this whole process. But you want to be able to have customers chasing you down. And if you want to scale your business, you want to be able to always create momentum, you need to be able to create something that is special, unique, and spectacular. Yes. But understanding how to do that and create that framework is something that we talk about with our clients each and every day. And if you would like to be able to build that into your business, and that is a challenge that you're dealing with, or something that you just like to be able to enhance in a whole new way in your business, then send us a message, drop a comment below, let me know. Me and my team can reach out to you and we can see if it's a good fit for us to discover more about how we might be able to help you accomplish what you want in your business. All right. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, smash that like button, and share with someone that you think this will be valuable for as well. All right. My name is Frederick Douglass Bussey. I'm the founder of Icon Status. We have helped hundreds of entrepreneurs be able to scale their businesses. We are working collaboratively to build $100 million businesses and better. We love to be able to do that with you. Hopefully this valuable content has been able to help you get further along that journey as well. Okay. I'm Frederick Douglass Bussey. As always, ever forward.